All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Boaz here. But for the sake of this uh, video or this live stream, I'm just gonna go by my Gentile name, which is Brother Randy. And as you know, I changed my name um, a couple of years back, just like everybody else does. When everybody else does it, and they have a right to do it. But we're gonna go and we're gonna unpack this because this is uh, information that people need to understand uh, when it comes to dealing with people and definitely with ministry. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm from New York City, and I came to the knowledge of the truth about probably about 14 years ago. Okay, about 14 years ago, and I came by way of Pastor Charles Dow of Straightway. Okay. Now, like many people, where they come to the knowledge of the truth and they may come by IUIC, they may hear a message via GOCC, they may hear a message via IUIC or whatever it is that these folks come out here. People listen to these messages, and this is the broad way that they come. And so, according to these people's logic, if you've come to the truth by way of IUIC, then therefore, somehow, some way, shape, or form, that you're indebted to them and they own you or something like that, and they're the sole propriety of all truth and wisdom. But that's just simply not the case. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to unpack this and share this information because it needs to be shared. It needs to be divulged because you have a lot of wolves in sheep clothing out there. And I'm going to be playing a series of videos that's going to show you how I thought and how I viewed certain individuals, namely the so-called Pastor Rufus. Former chief elder of Straightway Ministries. But we're going to get into a couple of videos because, everybody's asking the question, why is it that you're going after this man so hard? Why is it that, you're spending time, energy, and effort exposing this man or so-called exposing this man? What, are you jealous or envious of this man? All of this stuff, right? Now, personally, I have no reason whatsoever to be jealous or envious whatsoever of this guy, Pastor Rufus, because I saw this pig and this dog many, many years ago. I saw how he moved, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and one of the spirits that the Most High has blessed me with is the spirit of discernment. Because, and first and foremost, you have to be able to discern yourself before you could discern. Before you could discern anybody else. But I saw this man for who he was many years ago, and now all of this is coming to pass. And what everybody need to understand is that prior to this event, I've never made a video about Straightway. I've never mentioned them or put them in the comments or anything like that. Because I understood the importance of just going ahead and moving on. Things don't work out, and things don't work out for a multitude of reasons. But hey, you have to move on because my salvation is not attached to any man or any ministry. And people firmly believe that this is the case, and this is one of the chief messages that Pastor Rufus put out there. And this is the truth because you can go back on his videos and you can see if you ain't coming by way of Straightway, if you're not coming by way of the ministry, you're pretty much going to burn in hell. This was his message. This was his statements. This was his positions for many, many, many years. So where do I begin? So I come to the knowledge of the truth a straight way. And I'll never forget the first message that I heard from Pastor Dow. It was a video called NIV versus the King James Version. And he clearly mapped out that there was scriptures that was missing in the in the NIV that was in the King James. So I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time I was studying, and the Most High was bringing me, I was searching. How you search for something? I mean, there's the spirit on you that says something just ain't right with this world. Something just ain't right. And the Most High was just pulling me like he did many of you. To search out things, to find out if things were so. And so that's what he did. And sure enough, just like he put a great man of truth on YouTube, by name of Truth Never Told, a man by the name of Chris Dwayne. This is where I get the statement, real skills, real assets, real friends. I got it from him. I learned it from him. And I just perpetuated that. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I got, there's several people on YouTube that I've learned has had a deep impact on me, my personal life, and how I've been able to grow as an individual. He was one of them. Another one was the first message of truth I heard on YouTube was Michael Rupert, where he did a video called, or a movie called Collapse. Opened up my eyes to the financial system. Wow. And then Pastor Dow opened my eyes up to the spiritual world, in the spiritual system. And I thank the Father for it. I really do. But, again, we go back to, why is it that you have such an issue with Elder Rufus, or Pastor Rufus? Is because, as I've been saying during the past couple of months, and I'm going to be playing a couple of videos, that he's guilty of everything that he's accused Pastor Dow with. He's guilty of every single thing. And so the crux of this issue came forward when I chose to take on another wife. Okay, so I go ahead, and because at this point in time, everybody's seeing videos that I put up because I'm a family man. I value family. I've never been. I've always been a family man. I always valued family. I've never been accused of abusing a woman. I've never been accused of beating a woman, nor have I ever beat a woman, nor have I ever put my hands on a woman. I've never in my life, even so much as, in their face, called a woman out of her name, or going on tangents, because real men don't do that. Real men don't do that. I always got individuals that, hey, man, there's plenty of women out there. Some people like to play football. Some people, their thing was any number of things. Sports, politics, any number of these things. My thing was women. My thing was, hey, I was a ladies' man. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I've said on previous videos, the life that I led, it was just like iniquity. It wasn't the proper way that I should be going about doing things. But that's what the thing that I did. But I understood even back then that, what I'm saying, there's plenty of women out here. You ain't got to be fighting over no woman. You ain't got to be arguing, screaming. Hey, listen here. Women can be replaced all day long. I've experienced more relationships than your average man, than your average pastor, than your average elder in that ministry. I can assure you that. That's a fact. Okay. So the idea is that there is no need to be up in arms over some woman when some woman leaves you. There's been dozens of women in my life that has left me. And there's been dozens of women that I have left. That's just a fact. It's just life. There's no need to be up in arms about it, so forth and so on. So, first and foremost, I always, how you can tell that somebody just don't like you, that somebody just has it out for you, just because of who you are. I come from a corporate background. I had my own place from 18 years old. See, unlike Rufus, I can show business cards. See, this is one of my business cards right here. You see my title? You see that? I was an accomplished man in corporate America. See, another one of my business cards. See that? See that? Rufus can't show you that. All he can do is claim that he was this, that, the third. But I can show you. I was a very accomplished man out in corporate America. I was doing very well when I came into the knowledge of the truth. was working from home. I've stayed in Pastor Dow's home. Everybody knows that I had an awesome relationship. His father treated me and entreated me and accepted me as a son to his up to his last dying day. He always entreated me as a son and loved me as a son, and I took and I received him as a father, and he poured into me. That was the last great man that I've ever had in my entire life, and that's just a fact. That's just a fact. So that's my just brief history, but I'm gonna go ahead and play some things because we're gonna get up to the concept of, okay, what was the chief issue? You know what I'm saying? Now, again, as I've stated, this had nothing to do with not necessarily being hurt or over some woman. Okay, this was a chief issue of a man going behind my back. Okay, and I'm gonna show his Elder Rufus's or Pastor Rufus's words to himself, and I'm gonna ask you, where does that line up with the law? With the law of Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Where does that line up with our customs where you handle a situation like this if a woman has an alt or if a woman goes behind the back of a man? Because see, I'm not the kind of man that's gonna stand up and kowtow and step and fetch to some damn woman. I'm not that kind of man. Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I'm a man. I've always been a man. Even in a greater man since coming to the knowledge of the truth. But I've always been a capable man. I've always been a provider. Never in my life have I been to jail. Never in my life have I ever been homeless. I had it very well out in the world. Like I said, before I was even able or capable of being enrolled in the military, I was Brooklyn Youth Council president for the NAACP. I was state conference president. I sat on national board committees for the NAACP. I was in leadership positions way before I could be drafted in the military. Very well. Had my own. I had a rental property in Newark, New Jersey, and I had my main apartment or my main house. White picket fence, roses and everything. When I came into the ministry, I was doing very well. I was practicing polygyny in the world. This document proves it. You see those signatures right there? That's the signature of the mother of my child, and that's my signature. I can show you the document or the details of it, but that's the past. See, ain't no thing. In the past, I've dated women that are now judges that I could have married. I've dated women in the past that are PhDs, and I'll name their name, Chalet Training. The only woman that's ever broken my heart. We cool now, man. Chalet, we cool now. There's no need to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the only woman that's ever broken my heart. Since then, nah, man, this is a rock of steel. Woman can't break this heart. Nah. Nadia Darby, she's a millionaire now. Nadia could have married her. Maxine, she's a judge now. Could have married her. I have a history of married accomplished women, and I've also dealt with baby mamas. I've always, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll get into that in a second. But the idea is that I have a history of holding it down. I have a history that I can prove with documentation and history, and I got no need to be jealous or envious of anybody. So let's go into the crux of this story because it'll take a little bit, and so we'll get into it. So 3.5 years, I was it took me about 3 years to save up because, you know, people were broke then and they're broke now. So the land that I'm on right now, I paid for. Okay. I saved up and I paid for. I was a former head of Straightway, South Jersey. Okay. And then there was a couple of other people, the vast majority of them, I think one that I fellowship with is still with Straightway right now. All of them are either passed away or out of the ministry. Okay, but one of the things that Pastor Rufus said was that, and I'm gonna play the tape. I'm gonna play the tape. I'm gonna play his confession of what his statements is of himself, so nobody can't accuse me. But he claimed that I wasn't a member of Straightway, that I was on the fringes or this, that, the third. But at the time, so-called Pastor Rufus, Pastor Dow, as you understand, that land that is in Straightway at Georgia, Pastor Dow purchased that land. He purchased that land because they was all homeless at the time. They was evicted, or they got evicted from their apartment that they was all staying in, about 3 or 4 families. You know how they do. You know what I'm saying? They get in a house and 3 or 4 or 5 things. To this day, people do that right now. It's a big one in Clarksville. They all living together in the house. But so at that point in time, that's what he's doing. Pastor Dow has to put Rufus and all of them on a piece of land at Straightway, Georgia. That's where that acre or so came from. Now, at the same point in time, I purchased my land. I purchased my land straight out. So you see, at the same point in time, it must have been like a 6 month to a year difference from the time that I purchased the land and Rufus was moved on there. So how could I be envious and jealous of this man if this man is homeless and Pastor Dow has to support him and I'm purchasing my own land? And by Pastor Dow's and all of them's admission, he came homeless. So how can I be envious and jealous of this man? Ain't no way in hell I could be envious and jealous of such a man, because everybody knew that this was going on. Pastor Dow had to take his money from other saints and provide shelter for this grown-ass man and his family. And he had to do that for me. But let's get into the first lie of what he said. And I'm going to be showing you. Let's get into the first video, because there's a couple of things I want to go into. And then I'm going to show you what I've been talking about for years. So let's get into the first video here. Okay. And then I'm going to show you something else afterwards. Okay. So I'm going to show you this picture here, which disproves what he was saying. See this picture right here? Do you see this picture right here? Okay. You see it? He's claiming that I was never a part of the eldership or anything straight. But you see me right there? That's me right there. Right there. Elders are straight. Now, I didn't Photoshop this picture. This is a picture that was taken of me. But let's see him live on this broadcast. Okay? Want you to listen carefully. This is when he was going around testifying. You can't see me. Well, this is a time where he was going around testifying to all of these. He was going on all these live streams and stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and play it. The only reason why he's doing all of this stuff now is because he got called out himself and he got busted.
Okay, Brother Randy, hold on a second. Brother Rufus.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Welcome back.
It's really not.
Let's go.
All right.
Brother said, go ahead.
I'm sorry. There's really not a lot to unpack. I think people can see the bitterness and the hatred and the envy Randy has for me. Of course, he is definitely lying and not.
Bitterness, hatred, and envy. Envy of what? When you came to Straightway, you was homeless. Unbelievable. I have my own land and I pay. And see, he's guilty of everything that he's accusing everybody else of. He was the one that was envious of me.
I'm telling y'all the entire story. For one, I never called his so-called wife, Melinda.
So-called wife.
She contacted the ministry. Not only her, but two other brothers that were living there on the land with Randy, who we, when I say we, I'm talking about the ministry, recommended to them not to go there.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That Pastor Dow, what he's saying that the ministry recommended for them not to go there, that is a bald-faced lie. That was a bald-faced lie. I was the head of Straightway, South Jersey. We moved here. Brother Junior was living here. Brother Ron was living here. And then we had an adjudicated matter with me, brother Ron, and Pastor, and that was last time that I sat down with Pastor Dow. Brother Ron sat down, me, him. We dealt with a matter. Pastor Dow was like, hey, if you want to leave, you have every right to leave, but it's all good. I can't find no fault in this man. He left. This is why you never heard of it. But this is the first lie right here.
We knew what kind of brother Randy was. He was always an individual guy. Was he connected to the ministry? Yeah, but he really wasn't. He was doing his own thing. And we recommended to these brothers not to go there. But
now, using your spirit of discernment, who in the hell would believe that lie? Who would believe that lie? Who would believe that lie? That's a lie. This man is a pathological liar. How is it that I was just a part, you know what I'm saying? I was associated with the ministry, and I'm going to show you the picture again. This man is lying. There go the proof right there. That was before I moved.
they decided to go anyways. A brother named Ron and a brother named Junior. Everybody that was there was complaining about the abuse of Randy.
What abuse? What abuse? It's amazing. What abuse? We just not came out of South Jersey. I moved. Brother Junior was a diagnosed and is a diagnosed schizophrenic. Diagnosed. Got paperwork in hand to prove it. Brother Ron left of his own free will. No issues with Brother Ron whatsoever. He left. We sat down. No issues whatsoever there. I got no issues and no qualm because it happens all the time. To this day, people are leaving Straightway. I'm talking about the hub. Pastor Dow can tell you himself. Hundreds of people have gone and left from Straightway. Does that mean that all of them was being abused? People come and leave from Straightway all the time. You know how many people have left Rufus? It's absurd. It really is absurd.
When his wife called the ministry,
do you think, Pastor?
Hey, can you mute him? Because I didn't say a word while he called. Mute him like I was muted.
He's waiting. 1 second, brother. Yeah, but we're gonna be here. We're gonna do on this show. We're gonna be respectful. No. Wait, hold on a second. Two things we're gonna do right. We're gonna be respectful because again, right. We're not gonna show the wrong standard to the people. All of us. So we're gonna be respectful, and we're gonna explain this. He gonna respond to you, and you gonna respond to him, and we're gonna limit the ad hominems. Okay. Good. He muted himself. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So everybody that was there on his little land complained.
On my little land, 5.9 acres, he's sitting on land that Pastor Dow purchased for him. Who's envious and jealous of who? It's amazing, isn't it? Is it not amazing? Everybody, and the same thing he's accusing me of, everybody there, testimonies of all of the people that he was with for 14 years got up and complained about his leadership, how they was eating ramen noodles. You see this hypocrite? You see this hypocrite? This stage playing dog, this hypocrite.
Everybody. Brother Ron complained. Brother Junior complained.
Brother Junior turned around and moves out to Straightway, Georgia, because this is a fact. Brother Junior didn't leave. Let me just continue.
Melinda complained. We literally told all of them the same thing. And Ron, we told y'all not to go, but you went anyway. You have to leave. Now, Junior was a special needs brother. He was getting a Social Security check, so he needed help leaving.
I took Junior when they instructed me to drop off brother Junior at Straightway. I dropped him off. He didn't have assistance. I drove him out there. Well, how was he getting out there? Rufus was on a lake. They just now got on the land, and he was homeless and passed it out, put him up. So how in the hell is he going to get out there without my assistance to bring him out there? When he brought him out there, he was a diagnosed schizophrenic. I knew what was going to happen when he got out there. You want to know patience? You want to understand patience? Live with a diagnosed schizophrenic for a year. That'll teach your ass patience. Oh, is he at Georgia anymore? Yeah. Rufus took his ass, and when they got tired of his ass, when he questioned them, he sent his ass back to New York City. According to your own logic, hey, what happened to Junior? He ain't on the land no more. I was shocked. I was kind of hurting my spirit because I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had the man stable. He should have just stayed here. He would have been stable. Where's he at now? Amazing, isn't it?
We did go to Randy and tell him that we're going to take Junior because Junior was a part of Straightway, and Randy's community was not a part of Straightway. It was his own community.
My own community. Nobody told me when I purchased land. Pastor Dow didn't tell me, hey, you got to send over a deed or anything. None of that like that ever took place. Pastor Dow purchased the lawnmower, which I still got because, hey, listen here, you know what I'm saying? A small little couple again, and a chainsaw. I even got a picture of Pastor Dow here, visiting here, purchasing and Junior, my son, was visiting for the summertime. Junior and me, we all took a picture together. What are you talking about? What is he talking about?
And Junior said, I'm here to be a part of Straightway. This man is not Straightway. I don't want to be here no more. So we helped Junior leave. Ron just
lie. How in the hell did he help? See, he just saying these statements. That's not true. I dropped off Junior. That's the last time I saw I was at Straightway is when I dropped off. I drove Junior to Straightway and dropped him off. And an amazing thing is at the same time, I was like, yo, let me sit down, and while I'm here, let me just sit down and pass it down. Pass it down. He want to sit down with me and talk to me. It was amazing.
Left on his own like we instructed him to do. And the same thing happened with Melinda. When she called the ministry, at first she called saying, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We need some help. This marriage is not good.
Now, I want you to think about this for 1 second, okay? This is all just statements, okay? What was ungood about the marriage? According to marriage, according to Hebrew law, which these people apply selectively, was I abusing any woman? Was I accused of abusing any woman? No. Was I accused of neglecting any woman? No. Did I neglect her son? No. You know what happened? Just like everything happens when a woman doesn't want to listen, or when she has her own agenda, when she comes with her own agenda, she'll seek out any man that's going to listen to her. And that's exactly what she did. Now, all of you out there, see, this is what I tell you folks. This is what I tell you folks. Because I've been in a situation where a woman has come behind me and talking about her husband. You know, the first thing I said is, you're being abused, sister. Are you being mistreated? Are you being neglected, sister? A woman goes behind your back because things are not going her way. I don't blame the woman. See, I blame the men, because see, if men deal with this thing righteously, then these kind of issues wouldn't take place. And I'll get to this matter in a minute. So, but let's go ahead.
That's the phone call I made to Randy saying, look, your wife called the ministry complaining.
Called the ministry complaining about what? She was being neglected. She was being abused. She was being beat. About what? About what?
Do y'all want some help with this marriage? Do you want some marital counseling? Obviously, you can tell he turned that down.
I didn't turn it down. See, you got to understand something. If I had turned down marital counseling, that would have automatically been a red flag. I knew that if he offered, I had to accept it. There's no way that I could just be like, nah, man, I won't take it, because then that leaves you exposed. You got to understand the game here. And at that point in time, see, this is what happens, right? We get on the phone once. I'm going to show you what we got here. Let me show you. And then I'm going to play another video. Ooh, I tell you, these hypocrites. That's my wife a straightway at a feast day. But this woman right here, and that's my daughter right there. She's holding my daughter, and that's Vance. Now, so on this video, you clearly hear that he's defining this woman as my wife. Okay. Now, what does it say when the scriptures does it say anything about a man going behind another man's back? Because she said that she had to go. See, all of this was coordinated behind my back, because this was so shocking about it. I had absolutely no idea that any of this stuff was going on. Afterwards, she claimed that she had to go to New York City to see about some issue with her mom or something like that. And I said, fine. We dropped her off at the airport. Okay. Now, it was shortly after this conference call that we had. So after she leaves, Rufus calls me back and says, hey, she don't want to be with you. You got to give her a bill of divorce. Now, you got to think about this. I'm shocked. I am shocked. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I checked, and I was like, there's 100 ounces of silver that was missing that she took. Right? And so I'm like, what the hell is going on with this? This is happening totally behind my back. Why is it that, you know what I'm saying, we're not on the phone or whatever, working this out or talking this out? Because, hey, at the end of the day, if the woman want to leave, let the damn woman leave. You know what I'm saying? But don't go behind my back and do this shit. Let's do this shit right. If we have we can sit down. This is what marriage counsel is about, right? What this is all about is making sure that, hey, we work things out, right? Because y'all's about restoration, y'all, right? Never abused this woman. Never abused any woman. Never called this woman out of her name. Never neglected her. Never did any of that to any of these women. This is a fact. Let's go. And I'm going to show something else. Because then he calls me back and he's like, oh yeah, you got to do this and you got to do that. I said, wait, what's going on?
When he did that, the woman called back again and said, look, I don't want to be a part of this marriage. What I need to know from the ministry is if I decide to leave him, I know what the book says. I know what I'm doing when I leave. But if I do, will I still be able to be a part of Straightway?
Now, there you go. Now, see, the idea is that I'm unaware that all of this shit was going on. All of this coercion behind my back. This is all that's going on. I have absolutely no clue that this shit is going on. So I'm like, listen here. How in the hell is this shit taking place behind my back? Could you imagine the shock? Now, where's that in the law where any of this is taking place? Where is this in the law where, because see, again, I tell you, and I'm going to play some other videos going forward. If somebody can go behind your back and do this, they'll do it to you. They'll do it to you. Now, I can't hold Pastor accountable because everything was done through Rufus. Do I have a speculation of what was going on? Because at the end of the day, we all know that he was nothing but a damn ass-kissing attack dog.
And we told her, yes. We did. We told her.
Where is that lawful at? Where is that in the law? Where is that in the law? Can someone show me? Now I'm gonna play something for you, okay? So that dispels two things of what actually happened. Now I'm gonna play another video, okay? Because see, then after that, see, I never spoke to Pastor Dow because then after that, they was getting on the phone. Then all of the videos about me started coming out. Then all the videos about me started coming out, slandering and destroying my name. I never responded once. Never responded once. Pastor Dow doing videos about me. Pastor Dow, you know, he's a pothead and he's a this and he's a that, and you know what I'm saying? And why don't you give over your land and give me the deed and all this? Had absolutely nothing to do with that. But all those videos were taken down because people went to him and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I mean, why are you doing videos about the man? Why don't you take the videos down? And he took the videos down. But I want you to listen to something. I want you to listen to something. Check this out right here. I want you to listen to something. This is Kabeer talking about his wife.
And one legal ex-wife.
Right.
And,
I want you to hear.
Our ancestors had more than one wife.
I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this because if this is true, and I want anybody, I want Pastor Dow, I want Rufus, I want anybody to produce the document that this man is going to talk about right here, right now. I want you to listen to what he's saying.
Abraham, Moshe, Moses, Jacob.
And so do you have more than one? I know you got one getting married, so the woman is coming here, right?
No. So like I would say that I personally have two lawful wife and one legal ex-wife.
Listen to what he's saying.
Right. And, yeah, so so out of those two, one of them is legally we are divorced, but I never gave her a bill of divorce. So she's still my woman, but she's committing adultery.
I want to get to that.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Now, where's the bill of divorcement? Where's the bill of divorcement? Because see, what happens in these situations is that if there's some type of shit like that, the man got to go. Because see, I can no longer be a part of the ministry and this woman is running around. I can't be a part of the ministry. They got to get me to go. They got to get my ass up out of there. Okay? They got to get my ass up out of there. But listen what Kabeer said again.
Wife and one legal ex-wife.
Right.
And yeah, so so out of those two, one of them is legally we are divorced, but I never gave her a bill of divorce. So she's still my woman, but she's committing adultery.
I want to get to that.
So basically what Kabeer said, is that his first wife, legally through the system, she left, okay? But he never gave her a bill of divorcement. This is what Kabeer is saying. So that woman is operating under adultery. Where did he get that from? Where did he get that from? And see, this is where it come from when I spoke to, and see, I got no issues with teacher Eric Robinson, Pastor Eric Robinson, got no issues with the man at all. But at that time, I asked Pastor teacher Eric Robinson, can a man just give another woman a bill of divorce? Instead of answering the question, Eric Robinson went back to Pastor Down and was like, yeah, he's trying to sow discord, this and the third. Now, again, since then, no issues with Eric Robinson. No issues with Pastor Eric Robinson, but he agreed. And everybody agrees that no man can just issue another man's wife a bill of divorce. What was the legal grounds? Now, mind you, I'm married. My first wife, I'm married. We're here. Where's the, and see, this is why it's so important for you folks to understand. What if it would have been my first wife? Do you know what could have happened? Do you have any idea how a man like this? Because my first wife, we just not had a baby. You can see Melinda is holding the baby. She's holding the baby. It wasn't about no lust thing. It's about, you know what I'm saying, first wife, first wife had a baby. You know what I'm saying? It was about a legitimate helpmeet type of situation. She didn't want to be a helpmeet. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. Now, where is this legal? According to Kabeer, listen to what Kabeer said again.
No. So like I would say that I personally have two lawful wife and one legal ex-wife.
Right.
And yeah, so so out of those two, one of them is legally we are divorced, but I never gave her a bill of divorce. So she's still my woman, but she's committing adultery.
I want to get into that. So right now you have two.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Now we could just clear all of this up if you could just provide me with the document that I wrote that, you know what I'm saying, that, I gave this woman a bill of divorcement. If you follow Elder Kabeer's, that's head of Straightway Plays Land, if you follow his logic, this would all be cleared up, folks. Yeah, Kabeer, football player. This could all be cleared up if they could just show me the document with my signature on it saying that I gave this woman a bill of divorce when this woman left in the middle of the night. You see how when the law applies, when it benefits folks, but if it don't benefit and you're on the other side of the coin, hey, it's all good, ain't it? It's all good, ain't it? And see, this has larger implications. Because if another man could just go behind your back, you know what I'm saying, and conspire with your disgruntled wife and go ahead and issue a bill of divorce, it can happen to you. It can happen to anyone. And this is the issue that I'm talking about. Totally out of line. Totally out of line. And then it was a time, you know what I'm saying, we was trying to work things out, and then Pastor Fox got involved. And Pastor Fox was like, you know what I'm saying, tried to talk to the pastor down, and because I had some countertops that I had there and some sleeping bags, it's the easily replaceable stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this was the biggest issue. I mean, I really didn't lose out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had my own deed and everything, so I didn't lose out. I mean, when you look at the numbers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wasn't, yeah, first time, yeah, falling, yeah, I'm going to cut and paste the video. It's at the 40-minute mark. That's at the 40-minute mark. Kabeer saying that. According to Kabeer, I wonder where he learned that from. So according to this logic of Kabeer, this woman is in an act of adultery. This woman is an adulterer. And whoever, I don't know who she with, but whoever she with is committing adultery. According to this man's logic. Now, you know it's the truth. Or if I'm lying, they'd be able to produce a bill of divorcement that says that I signed it. According to this man's logic. Let's listen to Kabeer again.
We had divorced, but I never gave her a bill of divorce. So she's still my woman, but she's committing adultery.
I want to get to that. So right now you have two Israelite. I mean, two Israelite wife.
No, I can't, and it ain't gonna happen. So spare me. And again, what did I do? See, this ain't about again, as I said, woman don't want to be with you. Let the damn woman go. Yeah, he retracted the statement. Y'all knows. You know that damn shit ain't gonna happen. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. We're Israelites, right? We're in the law, right? Right? Is that not the case? Is that not the case? So that means that any woman can just, hey, I'm having an issue with my husband and I just want to leave. Can you just help me leave and we'll just behind your back or whatever, and then we'll issue her a bill of divorcement? And see, this has larger implications. And the fact that, and the interesting thing is, the fact of the matter is that, you know how you can just tell, and then see, this situation could have been handled a whole lot better. A whole lot better. And I'll give you a bigger nugget. Unforgiving. Oh, Lord, unforgiving. Listen here. You know how blessed I've been in terms of my ability to grow and develop in the past 8 years? Do you have any idea? Being free from this system.
Living with you?
I don't have two Israelites. I have one Israelite wife, and I have one that's gone rogue.
One Israelite wife that.
Whoa! One Israelite wife that went rogue. One Israelite wife that went rogue. Really, Kabeer? She went rogue? How'd she go rogue? Well, you wasn't beating her or anything like that? She went rogue? Wow.
Bill of divorce, so she's still my woman, but she's committing adultery.
I want to get to that. So right now you have two Israelites. I mean,
there you go right there. There you go right there. See, this is larger implication because, I'll tell you about an experience that I had, right? She has a special needs son, okay? She has a special needs son. And I knew that I'd have to work something out because, you know what I'm saying, that you're kind of in over your head, you know what I'm saying? And again, this is just how about things done. Things could have been done a whole lot more cleaner, okay? Because the fact of the matter is that, guess nobody knows, but there's 2 other women in that ministry that I used to date that I have no issues whatsoever. Probably one of them know about, the other one nobody knows about. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, it's just amazing. We could have won on. It could have not been an issue. This is the issue here. Could have won on. We could have won on just fine. Just fine. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I can get other women. It's not an issue. Getting other women is not an issue. Are you serious? Boaz here, holding it down, been holding it down. Very attractive, especially in this day and age. It's amazing what's happening in this day and age. That's a whole nother thing. But the fact of the matter is that this situation could have been handled a little bit better, because she goes away to before she left. Again, so she has a special needs son. More than likely, this young man will never be able to get married or leave his mother's house. So she'll have to pretty much take care of him for the rest of her life. More than likely, you know what I'm saying? Don't know. More than likely, you know what I'm saying? I mean, based on what I know of the young man, sweet young son. Nothing wrong with the boy. You know what I'm saying? But I remember an issue where we had to get rushed to the hospital, and we staying up all night. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to spend my resources, you know what I'm saying, dealing with this situation. Maybe it's not a good situation. So let me have her come back, you know what I'm saying, and then we can all get together, sit down, pass it down, work this out or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and deal with it that way. But this situation was preempt, and I find out, you know what I'm saying, that all of this stuff is going on. Now, mind you, this woman leaves, gets on a plane, one-way ticket, saying that she's coming back. I have no idea. Then get a call from Rufus saying, get her a bill of divorcement. She left. She don't want to be with you no more. That's not the way. That's not the Hebrew way. It could have been, hey, listen here, you know what I'm saying? You know, why don't we work this thing out or whatever? She can leave quietly. You can be a part, you know what I'm saying? I mean, things don't work out. How many situations where pastors in Straightway been with this woman and then passed into another woman, and then this woman Elder Donnie, Pastor Dow, and the other pastor had all the same wife. They're all no issues whatsoever. No issues whatsoever. These are facts. I'm not talking about rumor. I'm not talking about accusation. I'm not talking about speculation. I'm not talking about two or more. This is widely known. This is widely known that these things have taken place. These are facts, not my personal opinion or anything like that. This could have been handled cleanly. Listen here, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm way over my head. I'm not gonna be able to. I don't have the resources to. And that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? And see, this is why since then I don't deal with baby mamas. I don't deal with baby mamas. I don't deal with them. That was just a situation that just showed me, you know what I'm saying, that I was in over my damn head. This is a special needs son. I'm trying to build my family in this, that, and the third. Unforgiving. I ain't got no time to be unforgiving. Ain't got no time for that. You can't grow and build and develop like I've been able to do and be unforgiving in your heart. I remember Pastor Fox saying, you know what I'm saying? You know, the best thing you can do is just move forward, because, hey, these people ain't going to see things your way. Just take the loss, move forward. This is why I never made a video. I never talked about this stuff until now. Until now. Nobody has the right to go behind somebody else's back and conspire with someone else's woman. This is the crux of the issue. Forget Melinda. Oh my God. Forget you. Let that woman go on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, really? Seriously? Seriously? This is a larger issue at hand. Because what if it happened to my first wife? You would have gotten a totally different response, because, see, I had no real tie to this woman. I had no tie to this woman. You see what I'm saying? No tie whatsoever. Just like the other two that's in the ministry now. That's fine in the ministry. No ties. No ties whatsoever. But this is a larger issue at hand, because I would have dealt and I would have responded very differently if it was my first wife and she's pregnant and these people are destroying my family. Are you serious? You know what I would have responded to, Elder Rufus? See, the idea is that anybody can be touched, anybody can be dealt with. And see, the idea is that this is why it's so important. Because see, then you got people, I've heard other situations where people took people's wives and didn't give a bill of divorcement, and people don't want on about their way and this and the third. You got to understand, everybody ain't going to respond the way people think that they're going to respond. Anybody can be motherfucking touched. Anybody. And I don't care, pastors on down. I don't care how much security you think you got. I don't care how many bodyguards you think you can be around. Anybody can be touched. And this is why it's so important. Everybody's not going to respond the way you think that they can respond. You mess around with people's wives and children and shit. Folk better be careful, because everybody ain't built the same way. And I've been talking about this for many years now. So let's get on to Rufus himself, this hypocrite that I saw. And look at this. Look at it. I saw this man was doing shiesty shit for so long. But let's see, this kind of shit make me want to puke. It really does. Because I'm going to go back 6-7 years of the shit that I was talking about. But
Elder Rufus, even when he was brother Rufus, there's always been a man as y'all. Well, Elder Rufus, even when he was brother Rufus, there's always been a man as y'all. He's been impeccable.
No, his character has not always been impeccable. He's and see, I want to out of the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, let every word be established. See, I was only dealing with Rufus, and Pastor Dow was listening to Rufus only. He was only listening to Rufus. He didn't sit down and talk to me and say, brother, what's going on with this situation? Let's sit down and let's hash this out. Let's sit down and let's hash this out. Let's assist and find out where we can deal with this situation. Let's sit down like men. And see, this is the hypocrisy behind Rufus. He himself expects all of this counsel, all these people to come up, but he didn't afford me that. No, he didn't. He didn't afford me none of that. That's right. It's not that we don't forgive. I can't move forward unless I forgive. It's about warning others. Let's go on.
He really loves y'all, and he really loves Israel. To me, it's been a great help. Y'all know how much he travels the roads. A lot of those things taking weight, taking a burden off of me, so I can be free to do other things, so I can prioritize things that I need to do. It's always been extremely reliable. I think what I love about him is what we talked about before we went live here. He's been an example of the way that a household should run, the way a man should run in his house and his household. Because you can tell a lot about a man by what his issues look like. Whatever his issues.
And this goes into the issue of Hebrew slavery. See, we'll talk about polygyny, but we won't talk about Hebrew slavery, which is going on. See, we'll talk about Hebrew polygyny, but we won't talk about Hebrew slavery.
Issues look like you can.
But we're going to talk about it because I did videos years ago. We're going to get into it.
You can tell a lot about him as a man. He has been a pillar of strength here in Israel. He's done tirelessly also with many of you. and helped you along the way as he himself helped.
I'm not saying that this man hasn't been of assistance, right? I'll give you a perfect example, right? I was doing some research on TD Jakes. I was doing research on Creflo Dollars. Do you know how many millions of dollars that these people have given and helped out people in their ministries? Do you know the hundreds of testimonies I've been able to run across of Gino Gino Jennings or no of Creflo Dollar and T Snakes? Do you understand the millions of dollars that these people have helped out people? The testimonies of these people? Does that discount the fact that these people are wicked? Does it discount the fact that these people are wicked? I knew that this man was wicked many, many years ago. But listen what this man said. Now it's the total opposite. Now it's the total opposite. He's a devil. He's a liar. And can see what we're lacking here in Israel is the spirit of discernment. How is it that I was able to discern this man? And this guy, Muir, and Pastor that wasn't. Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
I have no reservations about him whatsoever.
How in the hell that this is going to change? How is this possible?
He's just a really good Israelite. Just a really good Israelite.
When this video was made, this man was stealing from saints. Saints was eating ramen noodles. He was abusing the testimonies that came out. And that's something. See, this wasn't going on for the past couple of months. This has been going on for years. I've been doing videos talking about this for years. 6 years ago, your corrupt leaders that are clearly outlined in the Constitution. And he spoke about these concepts from the perspective of, okay, after it's done and it's clearly obvious that the rules have been broken, government, national, whatever. You need to understand, I'm using government, but I'm really talking about ministry. Sometimes I do that, you know what I'm saying, in videos. And it really got me to thinking, because we live in a world today where the people that are in charge, the leaders, the government are there to serve themselves. We have the law, and by all people, especially the leaders. Now, if you're in a situation where government, which we clearly have here today, it's clear to anyone who has any lick of discernment that the law is not being followed. And when you're in a situation where you have your politicians get up and grandstand and claim that they're following the law, but behind the scenes, and sometimes even right there in front of your face, they're in clear violation of the law, who holds these people accountable? Who holds these people accountable? You see, this man has been in violation of the law for many years. Go back and listen to the testimonies from the people that he's fellowship with 14 years. Go back and listen to it yourself. There was another brother that did a testimony. He did some real shiesty shit to him. I forgot the name And Pastor Dow came out and did videos saying that they apologized to him and welcomed him back into the fold and everything. Clearly, this has been happening for years. For years, this shit has been happening. This ain't nothing new. Go ahead on your corrupt leaders. Yeah, the video is kind of distorted. This is why I'm just gonna go ahead and go ahead and put these links in here so y'all can see what I've been talking about for many years. I think it's because you know what I should have did is told my wife, get everybody off. Probably an issue with the bandwidth. This is an issue. Those people haven't done it. Those people haven't done it. But you've and see, this is a larger issue is that Hebrew slavery is pretty much back in effect. Because see, at the day and what Rufus failed to understand is that when somebody else provides you with shelter, when somebody provides a roof over your head, when somebody does that for you, you're an indentured servant. And what makes you think that you're gonna question a man that housed you and gave you wives, How in the hell you think you're gonna question such a man? It's ridiculous. This man was nothing but an indentured servant. Any man that's providing another man with wives and land, and you ain't pay for it, you're an indentured servant. That's just a fact of the matter. That's what's going on today. Partaking in that landed you in the situation that you're in, just like somebody that's worked hard and has sacrificed and has gone through the painstaking measures of doing something to make something in your life. Those people haven't done it. Those people haven't done it. And as a direct result of that, there's somebody's property. Rufus, and many more like him. Many people out there are going to be someone else's physical property. They claim to be Hebrews, right? They claim to be Israelites, right? Is this not the law? Is this law? Of course it's the law. Many folks will male servants, female servants, concubines. This is just the truth. This is the solution to these problems. Because yeah, Pastor Day, you got to talk about indentured servants because he has a whole lot of indentured servants. That's just a fact. The system no more. And you've been thrown out on the street by mommy and daddy. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? See, people are gonna be forced to submit. People are gonna be in a situation. People that I've run across in the past had no choice whatsoever. When you're homeless, when you have no food and your children cry, you can't house yourself, or what are you going to do? Of course you're going to submit. Of course you are. See, everybody just comes to these situations at different points in time. and with a choice, and they have no other option. This is what we're doing. We're spiritually bankrupt, morally bankrupt. And unless we get back to these laws instituted by people who understand and how to apply them, like the people I know who own slaves, they apply. And for the record, just like polygyny is legal and lawful, so is indentured servitude. There's nothing wrong with it. This is why I say, if you don't want to be an indentured servant, like many of these people on communities are, because they can't provide for themselves, this is why I say real skills, real assets, real friends. Get out there and make some shit happen for yourself. You better make some shit happen for yourself, because of the fact of the matter is that, like Pastor Dow said, many of you going to be told what to do because you can't do it yourself. That's just a fact. That ain't nothing but a cold, hard fact. I posted something on Facebook. For the common man, opportunity is dressed in overalls and look like work. You better get out there and work. Because, see, I've been told that by several people that I'm one of the greatest pupils that Pastor Dow has ever had. Just like Pastor Dow learned skills by going up to a carpenter, a master builder, and submitting himself, so did I. But I took it further than Pastor Dow, so that I opened up a business, thereby freeing our people. Because, see, now I'm in a position, not that only that, hey, in the past, recently, I've brought other Israelite brothers, and we've made thousands of dollars together. Paid, put them up. See, Rufus ain't going to do that. Rufus ain't going to do that. And see, I've been calling this pig and this dog for a long time. All he going to do is get up and make speeches. All he going to do, claiming that he got land all over the place. The man is a thief. But if it was his slaves, then he ain't steal nothing. On YouTube bragging about he purchased 3 cars with other people's money. This has been going on for years. I was able to discern it, and Pastor Dow and Pastor Corey and who else? Muir and that, all of them didn't discern it, and I was able to discern it. I've been talking about this shit for years. Honorably. They're honorable male servants and female servants. They're honorable. And this is, see, what y'all need to do is y'all need to study the book of Philemon, okay? The book of Philemon talks about a man that was in Christ. A man that was in Christ. Read it for yourself. It'll give you the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. Obviously, this servant ran away from Philemon, and the apostle stepped in and said, hey, man, you know, I'll pay you back for anything that you've lost. Just receive him back as a brother. Just receive him back as a brother. I've never heard that passage preached. It's just one, about one page. Read up on the book of Philemon and see what it's talking about. This man was in Christ Jesus. He wasn't on no community. Or at best, he had servants under him, and he was the head of a community, and one of them servants ran away. Read it for yourself, book of Philemon. Because, see, this is a larger issue that's happening in Israel. A lot of these people on these communities are nothing but indentured servants. Honorable masters. I see nothing wrong with that deal. But like polygyny, this is an even hotter topic, I believe, in my personal opinion, because all people have all things in common. Are you serious? Who believes that shit? Who believes that shit? because this is not dealing with the notion of just some wives. This is dealing with the notion of whole families being subjugated into a slavery situation because of their lack of choices and bad choices and decisions that they've made. Be prepared. Rufus, bad choices and decision. He claiming that he's successful, and he claiming, and I'm sitting and I'm listening to all of these statements about, and pass it down. Nobody ain't saying nothing. You see, like I said again, none of this was an issue until he tried to check Pastor down. None of this stuff was an issue until he rose up against his master. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. There would have no testimonies would have came out. Because at the end of the day, no longer a slave, but a beloved brother. Yeah, read Book of Philemon. Read the Book of Philemon. This is the exact situation that we got going on today. But I said I've been talking about this kind of stuff for years. For years. Nobody can discern that this man ain't nothing but an ass kisser. He came the straight way with nothing. I came the straight way with something. I purchased the land myself. That land that Rufus was on was purchased by Pastor Dow. That's just a simple fact. That's not hearsay. That's not accusation. That's not out of tour. There's none of that stuff. That's a fact. So how is it that I'm envious this man? When I'm looking at this man is that all he's doing is kissing ass. I've never seen much more of an ass kisser in my entire life. This man gave Pastor Dow such spiritual blowjobs I have never seen before in my entire life. Ass kissing, that's how he got the way he was. Kissing Pastor Dow's ass. Everybody knows it. You read the beginning chapters of every single book, or damn near every book in a renewed covenant, and you see how it starts off. It always starts off, I'm writing to you letter in Jesus Christ, in Jesus Christ, in Jesus Christ. I come to you, brother, in Jesus Christ. Even the book of Philemon. Even the book of Philemon. Let's see how he starts off. See, he didn't come across like that. He exalted Pastor Dow. He didn't exalt Christ. Now he's exalting Christ. It's amazing. Now he's exalting Christ. Now everything is about Christ. Now but before, when he was in a position of power and authority, it wasn't about that. It was about kissing Pastor Dow's ass. That's what it was about. Look at how Paul, and say how Paul mentions this stuff. Paul, a prisoner of Jesus Christ, and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved and fellow laborer. You see how Paul states this? Because he's going somewhere. He's going somewhere in this chapter. And our brother Apphia and Archippus, our fellow soldiers, to the church in thy house. Where was they at? They was in his house. Where is Kabeer? Where's all those people at? In his house, in his mansion. You see it? Grace to you. Peace. For Yah, our Father and Lord Jesus Christ, I thank my Yah, making mention of these always, of thee always in thy prayers. These people were in Christ. Obviously, Philemon had an issue with this brother Omnisus that ran away. And Paul was trying to come and rectify the issue. Hearing of thy love and faith, which thou hast towards the Lord Jesus Christ, towards all saints. This man was in Jesus Christ. That the communication of thy faith may become effectual by the knowledge, the acknowledgement of every good thing in you in Jesus Christ. You see how he always referenced the Messiah, the Messiah, the Messiah? Read James. Read all these chapters. It's always referencing the Messiah. And so I'm watching this stuff for years. He's always referencing, oh, Charles Dow, Charles Dow, Charles Dow, Charles Dow. Not the Messiah. Ass kissing. Ass kissing like you ain't never seen ass kissing before. Whereof I much bold in Christ, enjoying thee in which is convenient. Yet for love's sake I rather beseech thee, being such as one as Paul's the age, and now also a prisoner of Jesus Christ. You see how he always mentions prisoner? You see how he always mentions prisoner? I beseech thee for my son Omniscius, which I have begotten in my bonds, which is the time past, which is thee unprofitable, but now profitable to thee and to me. But who I have sent again, thou therefore receive him, that is mine and in my own bowels. You see how I was sending them back? You see how he was trying to rectify the situation? How he was trying to send him back to Philemon? And he was saying, I'll even pay for you, but receive him back as a brother. Now, not as a servant, but above a servant, a brother beloved, especially to me. But how much more of thee, bow in the flesh and in Yah. And thou count me therefore a partner, receive him as myself. You see how he was attempting to rectify the matter? Who gonna do that today? Who gonna do that today? If your leaders can't work things out, man, we in trouble as a society. We in trouble as a people. We in trouble as a people. This is what we got going on. We got going on. I did this video 7 years ago. You better be careful, because see, when it happens to you, because see, you got people, at the end of the day, Pastor Dow's Straightway Truth Ministry is his. It's all his. Nobody can tell him a damn thing. Nobody can correct him. Nobody can. No, you can't. He owns it. Put the law aside. It's his. It's all his. He created it. He produced it. He can take away and put. He can do whatever he wants, just like any CEO. It went south with this stage playing hypocrite when he thought he can check his master. The man that provided him with wives, isn't this a fact? The man that provided him with shelter, isn't this a fact? The man that provided him with what position and title, isn't this a fact? He had no authority. He had no authority whatsoever. Look at Philemon and look at Omnibus. Look at the situation that Paul was trying to work out in men. Who is our Pauls of today, huh? But this goes to a greater issue, is that and I've been talking about it for years. When somebody do you wrong and you turn a blind eye, let me see what I was saying about 7 years ago, because I'm about to wrap this up, because the topic, the blessings is good. Building good relationships, good friendship. Business is about to really take off, man. When you see something wrong, or when you see some crazy shit going on, or when you see iniquity, or the hand inside. That's a lot of times. I come from New York City, and I don't think it was that bad then, but now it's that bad where, in these major cities where people can see something going on, they can see somebody victimized, and they'll just walk right on by. It's not their problem. It's not their issue. And the reason why they do is and when you see something going wrong that's just not right, and you know your spirit just no, that just ain't right. That is not right. What you see, you should stand up and you should say something. And nobody could discern what was going on with Georgia. Nobody, all of these people coming up to stuff, and these people are miserable, and nobody could discern their spirit. What happened to the spirit of discernment? You mean to tell me that this has been going on for years and nobody saw it, nobody noticed? Stories of him showing up with Nikes and trading guns, Nikes and shit. And really? Amazing, didn't it? See, it wasn't an issue until he checked his master. But whatever he did to his servants and his slaves, this is why he ain't gonna sell anything and give anything. This is why he's taking all the money and running with it. And then and that's why I show us that this man ain't gonna do nothing. I've been calling this man from day one, and I'm still calling him. Of course, forgiveness. Of course, all you got to do is say, you know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, I was out of line. I was out of order. You can call me. And this is a dead issue. But the man's so filled with pride and he's so arrogant that he ain't going to do it because he ain't do nothing wrong. He ain't do nothing wrong at all. This is why I say, y'all better watch out. And it's just in life. When you see people running foul and you running dirty, nobody concerned that these people were miserable. Pastor Corey didn't have the spirit of discernment to see at feast days and stuff that the people under the Straightway Georgia was miserable. Pastor Murrell couldn't see that people under Straightway Georgia was miserable. That's been happening for years. Pastor Dow couldn't see it. I'm just asking the question. I saw it. I knew how this man got down. He's all about himself. Yeah, it's all things in common. Where you see that shit at? Where you see it at? Huh? No, you have indentured servants. You have people, and the truth is that a lot of people, they want to be taken care of because they ain't got the bones or the balls to go out there and start a business like I have, and successful at it like I have, free of my family like I have. Giving this man thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell spirit of fear. Look at Vernon. Look at Vernon. Look at that video that he did. Because he knew what would happen if he said something. His ass would have been out on the street. Pastor Dow wouldn't have would have taken Rufus's word over his, and his ass would have been out on the street. You think this is the first time that this shit has happened? What happened to Junior? What happened to Junior? What happened to all these other brothers that came out and these testimonies that Pastor Dow apologized and was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, this was foul and this was wrong. What happened? Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Not doing right by other people. It's because they're on the take. I've heard people talk about foul shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? That would be going on. People that they associate with, and they do nothing. You know why? Because they're on the take. See, you know, if I'm getting what I want, you know, I can really see some shit that's going on with somebody. If somebody is treating someone else in a foul way, but as long as it's not happening to me, you know, it's not an issue. Not an issue. Long as it's not happening to me, no issue whatsoever. And this is the mentality of people today. But when it happens to them, whoa, I tell you, man, it's just a whole different ball game now, isn't it? Huh? This is why you should never stand by and watch somebody being mistreated. And sometimes you got to stand on business and walk away. Because Pastor Dow, out of his own lips, said that he just believed his elders Oh, that shit ain't gonna be happening no more. That shit ain't gonna be happening no more. Because he out of the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, let every word be established. There's no exception to eldership. See, this man Rufus thought he was all powerful. He thought, but he didn't understand delegated authority. Pastor Dow, straightway belonged to Pastor Dow. And now this stage playing hypocrite is out on social media taking digs still to this day at Pastor Dow. It's crazy to see this stuff happening. This is the chief of, and then you ask yourself the question, this is deliverance ministry. When's the last time Elder Rufus had deliverance? When's the last time he had deliverance? Amazing, isn't it? Deliverance ministry. We have an issue with the spirit, a lack of the spirit of discernment. This is what we're having in the hour that we're living. The lack of spirit of discernment. That's what we got. That's the problem. Because see, if you can't discern yourself, there ain't no way you can discern others. It's sad. It's sad. It really is. It really is sad to see what's going on. Because see, and I'm telling you, it's more and more. This shit ain't over. Oh, it ain't over. I see a whole lot more shit coming down the pike that people can't see. You know why? Blinded by pride, arrogance. And I'm going to be doing some private videos, and as soon as it happens, I'm going to make it public. Because see, what you gonna see men go down. You're gonna see men go down. Why? Pride and arrogance. See, you got to understand that Rufus Caldwell would have never thought that this would have happened to him. Never in a million years. He thought that. Now he's trying to build his ministry off of the backs of somebody. See, I've never gotten up and said, you know what I'm saying, I'm a preacher or I'm a teacher or anything like that. Never, hey, just trying to be a self-sufficient man, working with my fellow brother. And I work with brothers know out there I've worked with them and doing projects, because I think that the best thing that we can do is, and it's good that Rufus is repenting. He ain't repent to me. He can call me up. Hey, sorry, it happened. We can put it, but again, because see, again, you can't move forward and you can't have the blessings of Yah if you're holding a whole bunch of shit in your heart. And let me tell you, the stuff that's happening, the stuff that I'm about to partake in this year is just a blessing. It would be amazing if, I was just thinking, right? If Pastor Dow started a contracting business like I did and freed saints and gave saints opportunities. He has the skill set. I'm taking on an apprentice. See, this is the kind of stuff that you ain't going to see Rufus Caldwell do. You ain't going to see him do none of this shit. You're going to see him on Facebook, on YouTube, running his mouth. That's all you're going to do. That's why he talks about, see, being blessed. You will be blessed through the labor of your hands. See, nobody can question my integrity and my ability to produce on that. I can show you websites. How is it that I can produce more? Me can produce more revenues in business than the whole community. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Listen. You got folks out there that's running dirty and that's running foul. And see, nobody ain't getting by. Pastors on that, nobody ain't getting by. Cat Williams said, this is the year of exposing. You better believe it. You better believe it. So yeah, am I okay? Am I fine? Sure I am. But it's amazing how these things, you know what I'm saying? I've shut up my mouth for long, but when it happened, it was just like, what the hell? What the hell? It's all come to pass. See, every dog has its day. People want to listen to Rufus? Go ahead and listen to him. See what he do for you. See what he do. But first, I'd say listen to the testimonies of the people that he was under for 14 years, and see how many people come out for him now. See how many people come out and rally for him now. Isn't that amazing? Got no issues. Let that stuff. Let these women let it all pass. It's all in the past. You know what I'm saying? But it's important just to see the hypocrisy that I've just been able to show you tonight. The literal hypocrisy. Go back and listen to the Kabeer video, huh? Because see, people may get up and twist and warp and distort. Hey, where's the bill of divorcement? Where's the bill of divorcement? But people will twist, warp, and distort this shit all day long. Because you know why I can do it? Because you like titles and you like personalities more than you like truth. That's why people are in the situation and the snare that they in. This is why people are all jacked up. Many of you, you're gonna be somebody's. Many of them, and more of you, gonna be somebody's. Ain't repent. Yeah. He got a whole lot of individual repenting to do. But the fact of the matter is that because y'all don't want to have developed real skills and be self-sufficient, you're going to be somebody's indentured servant. That's exactly what you're going to be. That's exactly what's going on today. You're going to be told when to get up. You're going to be told when to go to sleep. You're going to be told when to eat. You're going to be told where to go. If you're instructed to go, like Vernon, you're going to go here. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. This is what you're going to do. I got no problem with that. But I'm just calling for what it is and what it is. And don't think that you're going to have the authority to rise up against your master when he's providing a home for you. When he's providing for you and your wife and he's giving you wives. No, I don't. What was the iniquity? Again, I'd like to know, according to the law, not your opinion. Y'all knows. And she was identified as the wife. See, you see this verbal bullshit that they try and play? This bullshit that they try and play? Where is it at? Where was my iniquity? Haven't heard it. Where did I transgress the law? Y'all know, since you know so much, where did I do? Huh? Yeah. What? Yeah. And again, there's a proper way to deal with things, y'all knows. And there's an improper way to deal with things. This situation could have been dealt with properly, in order. That was not taken. That was not done. And this is the issue that I have. During my life, I have been left dozens of times by women. During my life, I have left dozens of women. So you talking about quarterbacks, you talking about 200 plus, dog? Who gives a shit? This is about order. This is about what's right and what's wrong and how you deal with things and how you not deal with things. You see how they tried to throw that in there? I'll tell you, man, these people is sick. Yeah, this is what happens. They get angry that you don't do what they wanted, or they don't think that things are going to go the way that they're going to want to go, and they kick the traces. It's happened to me many times before. They kick the traces. Teacher Eric Robinson talked about this kind of shit. They kick the traces. But that don't mean that it was right. That don't mean it was honorable. Because we know when these women don't get their damn way. Never have I been accused of putting my hands on a woman or abusing a woman. Never. That ain't my character. I got too much to lose. You got to understand something. You put... No, I don't want to hear no testimony. I want to see the bill of divorce. It's amazing, right? It's amazing. That's all I want to hear. I want to see a bill of divorce. When is it that these women can just go? It's just so out of order. People just so out of order. It's just so nasty. It's just so It's just so filthy. I tell you, man. I tell you. It's amazing. Am I perfect? Just like it. Is anybody perfect? How many wives have pastor been through? How many wives have the other elders been through? Right? Right? You handle things honorably. Things can be handled honorably. This is what I'm about, handling things honorably. Amazing. Amazing. That's all I want to see. And that the law, right? See, people, again, listen to Kabeer's testimony. Because according to Kabeer, according to the Christian pastors and everything, they was accusing them of all types of shit, keeping the Shabbat. Kabeer doesn't come across, you know how you can discern somebody's spirit? Kabeer doesn't come across as the kind of man that's going to abuse a woman or mistreat a woman. He just doesn't come across as that kind of individual. No man has the right to give another woman's wife a bill of divorcement. This is a fact. So listen here, I'm going to close this out. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just amazing because see, this is a larger issue here. Not as nasty as you talking the Bible and you smoke pot. Let me address that. Let me address that an issue right here, right? And this is in the past, but I'm what's called an ectomorph. Okay. Now, ectomorph is a person that, you know what I'm saying? Cat Williams is an ectomorph. Dave Chappelle, no, not Dave Chappelle. He's also an ectomorph. Okay. So at that point in time, in order to, you know, get my my appetite up, because I only eat one meal a day. I don't have a big appetite. I take cannabis, right? And then have something to eat. Now, I told them that in confidence. You see how you tell people that and stuff like, I'm not a perfect man, but does that say that I'm a bad man, that I'm abusing anybody? So I'm putting it out there because I ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. So that means that I'm an evil man. That means that, you know what I'm saying? And then this shit was that was told in confidence. Pastor Dow said, hey, man, you an ectomorph, man. This wasn't some issue of how in the hell you going to do and accomplish what I accomplished and you a damn pothead. This is so stupid. This is stupid. And then it's used against me. Something that's told in confidence. This is why I say, and then turn around and see Rufus has done this. And you tell people and you reside to people in confidence, telling them what your issues are or what your challenges are, and people use that shit against you. They use it against you. Amazing. Okay, now it's out there. Now what? Does that make me a bad person? Does that make me a person that because if that's the thing, then I should lose both of my wives. Was anybody harmed? Was anybody neglected? Was anybody? I've always been a provider, always taking care of my business. And it's amazing. This shit is legal today. It's perfectly legal. Where that shit at? Where is that at? To take a gummy. To take a gummy. Because it's supposed to be consumed, not smoked, right? Right? It's amazing how these people do. It's amazing how these people do. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. Now I'm a bad man and this, that, and the third. Better man than Rufus. But I'll put this in closing.
And it wasn't me. Like I said before, most people don't know how. Here straightway. I don't know but here straightway. To be able to confirm it in the hearts of the and then even at that whatever time or evaluation I had in my heart over here 2 years ago.
Where was out of the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, let every word be established. See, again, this man is guilty of everything that he's accused Pastor Down and everybody else of. But he didn't afford me that. He didn't afford to sit down or whatever just between me and Pastor Down. No, I wouldn't afford any of that. He went to Pastor Dow, told him whatever he wanted to tell him, all of this, oh, I'm behaving badly and this, that, and the third, and so forth and so on. Amazing. Amazing. Pastor Dow knew about all of this stuff. He knew because I told him. He knew why. He understood why. God judges the intent of a man's heart. He knew why. And then turn around and use it against me and made me seem like I'm some type of devil incarnate. Amazing. Isn't it? Amazing. But you go on and listen to this, you know what I'm saying? I got to get somewhere. But I tell you, man, this is how hypocrites get down. And he ain't nothing but a damn, he can make it right. He can make it right. But this is the kind of hypocrites that we're dealing with in Israel. These stage playing hypocrites. All the while mistreating the saints. All the while stealing, lying, slandering, using his position to, the scriptures talk about this, using his position to mistreat others. I knew it all along. But hey, the past is the past. It's all good. But that's my testimony because everybody got a right to testify something, right? But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep on keeping on. And you brothers stay focused because, hey, just be vigilant. Just watch out. Because if it happens, if it happens to anybody, it can happen to you. It can happen to you. I don't want to hear no testimonies. I don't want to hear nothing. All I want to see is proof of mistreatment. All I want to see proof that I was derelict in my duties, like Kabeer said. Just like Kabeer said. Where is it that a man can give another? Because see, again, this is a larger issue at hand. Larger issue at hand. But y'all stay blessed. I'm gonna go and I got business to build. I got real friends and real connections to make. Know who ain't your friend, because everybody ain't your friend. I tell you, man, soon as some shit hit the fan or whatever, you find out where people's true friendships is. I tell you, you know a friend in adversity, and when adversity hit, you know what a damn stage playing hypocrite looks like.